See, now we are going to discuss recursion. Or recursive functions. Okay, you know what is function. So there will be some main program. Okay, there will be some main program. This program will call some function. For example, my function. So you will pass some input arguments. So the function is called. The function calculates something and it returns the result to the main program. This is how the function concept works. In recursion, the function calls itself. Okay, the function calls itself to execute some task. Okay, the function, for example, this my function. Okay, that calls within the function. Okay, this function is again called my function. If you see such a structure, such a function, that is called a recursion function. Very conventional example for recursion is this factorial program. Okay, factorial using recursion. Okay, we know that. Before going for recursion, I want to introduce some of the fundamentals. We know that 0 factorial is 1, 1 factorial is also 1, factorial doesn't exist for negative numbers, okay. For positive numbers, say for example, if you take 5 factorial, it's nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. 5 4s are 20, 20 into 3, 60, 60 into 2, it's 120. Okay, so I'm going to supply some number, either it can be 0 or 1, okay, or it can be any number greater than 1, or I can give a negative number for the program. If it is a negative number, the program has to say enter a positive number. If it is 0 or 1, directly the program has to give the factorial, no need to calculate. Other than this 0 and 1, if you have some other number, say for example 5, 10, 20, something like that, I am going to use recursion procedure to calculate the value. I will go for the code again. I'll come back for the explanatory purpose. First I will demonstrate the code, then I will explain what is happening in the code if you don't understand. Okay, so this function is factorial using recursion. Okay, I'm going to define a function fact. The input for the function is n, some number. Okay, input for the function is n. So fact is the user defined function. So if the number is equal to 0 or number is equal to 1, I am going to directly give the result, no need of any calculation. It will return 1. 0 factorial is 1, 1 factorial is also 1, so I am going to return 1. Okay, suppose if the number is greater than 1, okay, if the number is greater than 1, here what I am going to do, return, you listen carefully, return in bracket n star. I'm just using the same function, same user defined function here, fact. Fact is the user defined function. Just now I am defining, within that again I am defining fact of n minus 1. This function, okay, executes, this function calls itself. Okay, I'll explain this part. Then last chance, 0 1 or greater than 1. Other than this, it can be a negative number. So for negative number, I am just instructing the users to enter a valid number. Okay, I am just telling something like this: wrong choice of n. Wrong choice of n. Okay, let me execute the code. I am just executing the function in the console. Okay, I'm just executing the function in the console. Let me give some numbers 0. So it is returning 1. Let me give 1. It is returning 1. Let me give -10. Wrong choice of n. Okay, if you want, you can include another statement, enter a positive number, something like that. So let me go for, other than this 0, 1 and negative numbers, let me go for some number 5. Manually we calculated the value is 120. We'll check whether it is giving 120. Yes, it is giving 120. So we have to understand, okay, this line number 7 alone, we will try to understand what is happening. Okay, so let me switch back. So n is equal to 5. I'm just passing this value to the function fact. Okay, so it goes for that if else, all those things. I'm just considering only that elif part because n is greater than 1. So what is happening? The function has to return n star fact of n minus 1. Okay, n is 5. 5 multiplied by fact of 4. Sorry, fact of 4. So I don't know what is fact of 4. So again, this fact of 4 for the function fact. Okay, input is 4. I have to calculate what is fact of 4. So again, this 4 is greater than 1. So it goes for the else part. Okay, it goes for the else part. So let me write here. So what happens? 4 into, it has to return. I'm not writing return every time. 4 star fact of 4 minus 1, which is 3. Again, I don't know what is fact of 3. The function is called. So this 3 is greater than 1. So I'm just going for elif part. So 3 star fact of 2. Again, I don't know. What is this fact of 2. Okay, the input 2 is positive fact. So what happens? Again, this is 2 is greater than 1. So I'm going for elif part. So 2 star fact of 1. So now fact of 1. We know when n is 1, the factorial is 1. So the function returns 1. Directly the function returns 1. It does not goes for elif part and else part. So this function returns 1. Okay. So this function returns 1 to the previous function. So 2 into 1, that is 2. So this fact 2 function returns 2. So what happens? 3 into 2, that is 6. So the fact 3. Okay. Here what happens? 4 into 6. 4 into 6. Okay. It is 24. The 24 is returned here. So 24 into 5. 120. This is how it is working. Okay, so it goes something like this. You just imagine you are just standing in the line. Okay, all there are 10 students standing in the line. Okay, 10 students standing in the line. I just want to get some information from the 10th student. I just want to get some information from the 10th student. Okay, I am here. So I'm just what I'm doing. I'm just telling to the next person. This person tells to the next person. It goes like this. So this person gives the answer. It comes here. It comes here. Finally, it is reaching. So this is how the recursion works. Okay, the function calls itself.